Good morning. This is cause number 2021-22523 in the interest of Renee and Myra Lopez. All parties and witnesses, please raise your right hands to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the children.
Bianca Escobedo, mother.
Sir, your
Alfredo
name.
Lopez, father.
All right, and for the state?
Sade Parker, Your Honor.
We've got an original petition and a suit affecting parent-child relationship with an AOP. We're having a hearing. What do we have any stipulations?
Yes, Your Honor. The parties stipulate to joint managing conservatorship. They stipulate to child support being $390 per month, medical support being $70 per month, no retroactive child support. They stipulate to the non-disclosure and then the geographic restriction to Harris County. The issue is Mrs. Escobedo is requesting supervised visitation through the domestic relations office, and Mr. Lopez is requesting a standard possession order.
All right. So far, is this your agreement, Mr. Lopez?
Come again, sir?
So far, is this your agreement that Ms. Parker read into the record?
Yes.
All right, and Ms. Escobedo, so far, all those issues, that's your agreement also?
Yes.
All right, so the only issue is whether we should have supervised visitation or what type of visitation we should have, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's proceed.
Your Honor, the state would like to call Bianca Escobedo.
Okay.
Ms. Escobedo, why are you requesting a supervised visitation?
I don't feel that the children would be safe alone with him at his home.
And why don't you feel they'll be safe alone with him at his home?
He has a history of being violent and getting blackout drunk while the children are in his care.
I'm sorry, I can't understand that. There's a sort of a muffled.
Okay,
Can you repeat that again, Ms. Escobedo?
He has a history of violence and getting passed out drunk while the children are in his care.
Did you hear her,
Repeat
Your
that,
Honor?
Ms. Parker? Can you repeat that, Ms. Parker?
She said he has a history of violence and also getting blackout drunk while the children are in his care.
Okay.
And Ms. Escobedo, you've witnessed this firsthand yourself?
Yes.
And when you say he's a history of getting violent, you're saying he has a history of being violent. Is it with your children?
Yes.
And can you give the court some examples of that?
When my son was between 1 and 2, he spilled a Gatorade, and Alfredo lifted him up by his wrist and struck him repeatedly as he swung in the air. And when he wouldn't stop crying, Alfredo threw him onto the bed from the doorway. And then when I confronted him about it, he threw everything in the house, the food, the table, Gatorade, phones. There was another instance where there was shooting outside, but I didn't know where from, and he came home drunk and grabbed his shotgun from the closet and tried to run next door to a children's birthday party. And when I tried to stop him, he shoved me into the wall repeatedly while I was holding our son, who was a newborn at the time, and just kept screaming at me, never tried to stop me.
Okay, and for any of these instances, did you call the police?
No, I was very young at the time. I thought that was something you handle within the family. And I decided to just stay at my mom's until he had calmed down. and
And
he
then,
would come on his own to pick me up.
okay, and then after he calmed down, after these incidents, you returned to the house with your children, correct?
Yes, he would make the promise to do better and not do those things again.
And then did it happen again after that?
It happened after we separated on August 13th, 2017. I had called the police because he had passed out drunk while the kids were with him, and I only knew because he wouldn't answer the phone. So I rode my bike to his house, and my daughter came out alone, crying, saying that the little boy inside was pulling her underwear down while she was asleep. And so I went into the house and I found him on the floor, passed out. And he had marijuana and all the other things he would need for that out in the open. I found out that the kids didn't even have beds to sleep on because there were no beds in there. And when he came to, he was very violent. He punched a dent into the side of the trailer. When his mom tried to take me home, after she showed up and heard what had happened, he jumped onto her truck as she was driving off, and he reached into the truck and snatched my phone out of my hand when I tried to call 911. And from there, she had to pull over. I got out of the truck, and I tried to take my phone from him. But when I did get it back, we went to my house, and my phone had already died, and I had to borrow my brother's phone to call the police.
Okay, and Miss Escobedo, do you have any current knowledge about where he's living now or the situation with his home, whether your children would have beds or whether it would be safe for
No.
them? Do you have any current knowledge of that?
No, I don't.
Okay, Your Honor, I have no further questions for this witness.
All right, Mr. Lopez, do you have any questions for Ms. Escobedo?
No, sir.
All right, call your next witness, Ms. Parker.
Okay, Mr. Lopez, why would you like to have your children be able to come over to your house unsupervised?
Everything she said, I don't mind having visitation rights.
Mr. Lopez, you would like to have your children to come over your house, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And would you like to have your children come over your house without it being supervised by anyone else?
Yes, ma'am.
And you heard Ms. Escobedo's testimony about the things that happened in the past. Were there incidents where you were blacked out drunk and things happened with your children?
No, ma'am. It was because I was working 3 jobs, and when I come home from working almost at least 24 hours of work, I was really tired and I fell asleep. At the time, we did have beds, but I had a air mattress, and my kids would jump on it, and it made a hole, and so I got rid of the air mattress. That's why I didn't have a bed at the time. But yeah, I have to get myself more better, and that's what I've been doing. I got myself an apartment and furniture, food, and I'm putting myself on child support so I can, see my kids.
Okay, so do you have beds or do you have a place for your children to sleep if they were to be able to stay the night at your house?
Yes, ma'am.
And where is that?
It's in my room.
You said it's where?
In my room, a bed. I have a
Okay.
1 bedroom.
Okay, so if they were to sleep in your bed, where would you be sleeping?
My bed's a king size bed.
Okay, so the place you have for your children to sleep is for all of you guys to be in the king size bed, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Or you can, sleep in the living room if my
Okay.
kids don't.
Okay. And you heard Ms. Escobedo's testimony where she said that in the past you have thrown your child across the room and you hit them and you ran outside with a gun. Did any of those things happen?
Mm, I can't recall.
Okay.
We
Okay.
just spoke about this.
No,
like,
wait a
wait,
minute.
wait,
Wait a
wait.
minute. Wait a minute, Ms. Escobedo. It's not your turn yet.
Yeah.
Anything further, Ms. Parker?
No, Your Honor, I have nothing further.
All right, now, Ms. Escobedo, do you have any questions of Mr. Lopez?
Yes.
Oh, ask
When
him a
I
question.
found him, yes. When I found you, you said that you were not drunk. You were tired from work. Your mother was there to witness you drinking. She talked to the police with me. She told them that you had been drinking.
Okay, what is the question, ma'am?
Were you not drunk instead of tired from work when I found you passed out while our daughter was
All
having
right,
her
okay.
underwear pulled off by someone else?
All right, Mr. Lopez.
I'm sorry. If I was drunk, no.
Any other questions, Ms. Escobedo? Any other questions, Ms. Escobedo? Yes, no?
Mm, I don't know how to word it into a question, so no.
I'm gonna let you say something in a little while, but right now you can ask him a question if you wish. You know, questions are like, are you, or did you, or have you, or you can ask that question.
Okay. I do have a question. When you came to my house and apologized for being drunk and putting the kids in harm's danger, were you lying to me when you admitted you were drunk
Okay, Mr.
and
Lopez.
that you were apologizing
Oh,
for this?
okay, Mr. Lopez,
Yes, sir.
answer the question. When you went to her house to apologize for being drunk, were you lying then that you were drunk?
I don't recall.
Okay,
Oh
you don't
my
recall
God.
any of it. All right. Uh, anything, any other questions, Ms. Escobedo?
Hello.
I will give you an opportunity to say something, but not right now.
Yeah.
Do you have any further questions?
Yeah, are you remorseful at all for what's happened with the kids? That you would come to my house and apologize, but now take back your claim that you were drunk? Are you remorseful for that? For giving this apparent false apology to them?
I'm remorseful for everything.
I mean, because you're stating something other than what you stated when you came to our house. And this was not even a month ago, but now you're claiming you don't recall.
That correct, Mr. Lopez?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Parker, you have any further witnesses?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
All right, now, Mr. Lopez, you want to say something?
No, sir.
Ms. Escobedo, you want to say anything now? You don't have to ask a question. You can say what you wish.
Yeah, my concern here is that his interest is not in the kid's well-being. It's about his image and his need to feel like he's a good father. Because he's apologized many times before, but he's done the same thing over and over every time. And he just came to my house maybe two and a half weeks ago to apologize to me, to tell me he knows what he's done wrong. He's messed up. He told me there are people looking for him, trying to kill him. So he doesn't blame me for not wanting the kids around him. he doesn't blame the kids for not wanting a relationship with him because he knows they're not safe with him. But now in this meeting, he's saying he doesn't recall anything, that he wasn't drunk. And I've known him since we were in high school, and I know that he's not going to be the father that he needs to be or that he thinks he wants to be. Because I've had to pick up the pieces as soon as I found out I was pregnant. And our oldest child is 9, and he still hasn't got his pieces together. So I'm asking, when is he going to do that? Stand up and put the kids first.
I'm gonna say no. I'm sorry for everything.
All right. Court finds it's in the best interest of these children
Yes.
that the father have supervised possession as access through the domestic relations office. All other stipulations are approved.
Okay. All right, Ms. Escobedo and Mr. Lopez, you guys are going to log back in to the other Zoom that you were on previously, the original Zoom that you called in at 8 o'clock in the morning. Log back in over there, and then someone will be in to talk to you in regards to getting the order signed. So can you please just log back in over there? Do you need any information about that, or do you guys have it based on the paperwork that you used to log in this morning?
I have it based on the paperwork.
Okay. Okay, so go ahead and hang up over here and log in over there.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Jeffries, you handling the Hills Jones matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, hold on a second. I'll pull this up. All right, this is call number 2021-20771 in the interest of Ayana and Alaya Hill Jones. All parties and witnesses, please raise your right hands to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Ms. Davis?
Yes, I do.
All right, man, please identify yourself and your relationship to these 2 children.
My name is Lakedra Davis. I'm the mother of Aaliyah Hill Jones and Ayana Hill Jones.
All right, and for the state?
Good morning, Your Honor. Angela Jeffries for the Office of the Attorney General.
I want to note that the non-custodial parent is Antoine Hill Jones. He's not present.
He's not, Your Honor.
And he was served, personally served on May 19th, 2021 at 10:18 a.m. at 3529 Dreyfus Street in Houston, Harris County, Texas. He's not filed an answer, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. He is not.
So we will proceed by default.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm gonna call my first witness. The state calls Arnaldo Barrera. Mr. Barrera, where are you employed at, sir?
The Office of the Attorney General,
And what is your position there, sir?
Child Support Officer.
And what is the nature of your responsibilities and duties as a child support officer?
Conduct investigations on calculating child support and retroactive child support.
Have you received special training to calculate child support and retroactive support in compliance with the Texas Family Code? All
Yes.
right. And have you calculated retroactive support for Mr. Antoine Lamar Hill Jones?
Yes, I have.
Right. And what is the time frame that you're calculating retro for, sir?
From April 8th, 2017 to today's date, August 31st, 2021.
All right. And what is the amount of retro that you calculated for that date, sir?
For that time frame is $10,593.
All right. And what is the guideline or recommended payout amount on that?
The recommended payout is $103 per month.
Okay. I have nothing further for this witness, Your Honor. I pass the witness.
Ms. Davis, do you have any questions of Mr. Barrera?
No, I don't.
All right, maybe he'd be excused, Ms. Jeffries.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're
Thank
excused,
you, Your
Ms.
Honor.
Barrera.
Thank you, Mr. Barrera.
Call your next witness.
The state calls Lakedra Denise Davis. Miss Davis, you're the mother of Ayana and Aaliyah Hills Jones. Is that correct?
Yes,
All right. And how old are your two children, ma'am?
they're 10.
Okay. And who do you allege is the father of your two children?
Antoine Lamar Hill Jones.
Okay. Now, have you ever held out that anyone else was the father of your two children?
No,
And were you intimate with anyone else around the time that your two children were conceived?
no,
Right? And have you ever been married to anyone else since 2011?
no,
Okay. And so, in line with your testimony, are you asking that this court find that Mr. Antoine Lamar Jones is the biological father of your two children?
yes,
Okay. Now, your two children reside with you in your household. Is that correct?
yes.
Right. And in the day-to-day decision making, who usually makes the decisions regarding your two children?
I do.
Okay. Has Mr. Hill ever been a part of the decision making before regarding the girls?
No.
Okay. When's the last time you spoke to Mr. Hill?
July 17th.
Okay. Do you speak to him on a regular basis, ma'am?
No,
Okay. Has he ever reached out to try and co-parent you with the girls?
no.
Okay. And if a decision needed to be made regarding their day-to-day activities, who usually makes those decisions?
I do.
Okay. So based on your testimony, are you asking the court to appoint you as the sole managing conservator of these two children?
Yes,
All right. Now you mentioned that your two girls live with you in Harris, with you in your household. What county do you stay in right now, ma'am?
Harris County.
And to your knowledge, what county does Mr. Hill stay in?
Harris County.
Okay. Do you understand that based on that fact, that you'll be geographically restricted to reside in Harris and contiguous counties?
Yes,
Now, as far as visitation, when's the last time that Mr. Hill visited with his two daughters?
2018.
Okay. And you mentioned that they were 10 years old. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. Would you feel comfortable with the court immediately ordering them to have overnight visitation with their dad?
no.
Okay. And what type of visitation are you asking the court to start off with?
I'm like 1 to 5 hours a day.
Okay. Okay. And then, so basically a modified possession schedule. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay. And why are you asking the court to impose a modified possession schedule in this case?
I want my children to get comfortable first.
And do they talk to their dad on a regular basis? And when I say they, I mean your two daughters.
No.
Okay. Now, as far as pickup and drop off, where would you feel comfortable doing pickup and drop off for the children?
Burlington Coat Factory.
Okay. And is that in Humble, Texas, ma'am?
Yes, Humble, Texas.
Okay. And then after the modified possession schedule, would you be okay with a standard possession order being entered into this case?
Yes,
Okay. To your knowledge, does Mr. Hill currently have a job?
not to my knowledge.
Okay. Do you know if Mr. Hill has any other children under 18?
He has 5, including my 2.
Okay. But of those 5, do you know how many he pays child support for?
I think it's 3 of the 3 other.
Okay. And of the other 2, do you know if they reside in the household with Mr. Hill?
Nothing. They stay with their mother.
Okay. Do you have any private health or dental insurance available for your 2 girls?
No,
Okay. To your knowledge, does Mr. Hill have any private health or dental insurance available for the children?
no,
Okay. And do you understand that today this order will be based off a minimum wage presumption?
yes,
Okay. And that the state is not asking Mr. Hill to pay any cash medical in this case as of today.
can you repeat that? I couldn't hear you.
That we're not asking Mr. Hill to reimburse the state for cash medical at this time. You understand that, ma'am?
Oh, yes,
And why is that, Ms. Jeffries?
Mr. Hill has brought to our attention he has 2 other cases, Your Honor, and he already pays 9% on those 2 cases. So
All right.
that would meet the guideline.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, as far as the child support, Ms. Jones, do you understand, or Ms. Davis, do you understand the child support would be $217 beginning September 1st of 2021?
Yes.
Okay. And as far as retroactive, you heard the child support officer testify that the judgment would be $10,593. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And you are seeking retroactive support in this case.
Yes.
Since April 8th of 2017, has Mr. Hill gave you any money for these 2 children?
No.
Right. Have you or the children resided in the household with Mr. Hill since April 8th of 2017?
No.
Okay. And then court costs are billed in this case, ma'am. Who do you believe they should be billed against?
Him.
Okay. And do you believe this order is in the best interest of your 2 children?
Yes.
And are you asking the court to approve this default order?
Yes.
And you've signed this default order already. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. I have nothing further for this witness, Your Honor. I'll pass the witness.
Okay. And will you look on page 18?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's the starting with judgment granted in the amount of $10,593,
Mhm.
and he's ordered to pay 103 per month beginning September 1st, and then it says thereafter until termination of support order, right?
Correct.
Thereafter, he's to pay $92.
Yes, Your
and then
Honor.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We always put a step down in an order, even though they're twins. We do the step down amount just in the instance that one might not graduate, or God forbid, one twin dies. So the step down amount is already always there.
All right, they're talking about the step down on the child support. And then
Yes, Your Honor.
all right. Okay, the court will approve the order as submitted. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Davis. At this time, the judges approved the order, so you're free to hang up unless you have